All right, what's up, sports fans? This is Matty Sports here with the first podcast, and the first guest we're gonna have today is my one of my best friends, Nolan Rankin.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to the stream.
And usually, how it's gonna work is it's gonna be on Saturdays usually, but I had a chance to go to OSU Beavers game, so I couldn't miss that. We ended up winning. That's probably gonna be one of the only wins we're gonna have, but I couldn't miss that up. So how we usually start out the podcast is we're gonna go through all the NFL games that we have on Sunday, and we're gonna see who's gonna win them. So the first game we had was the Ravens and I believe Arizona, and I picked Baltimore because of the fact that Lamar Jackson threw for 5 touchdowns last game, and defense looked really well. So I think that Arizona with Kyler Murray is not gonna be able to beat the Ravens. What do you have to say, Nolan?
Yeah, I think the Ravens too. They looked really good last year. I think they'll do well this year too.
Think they'll do well this year?
This game for sure.
All right. The next game we have is the 49ers and the Bengals, which I went with the 49ers because you have Joey Bosa coming back, and I think he's going to be Jimmy Garoppolo's 250 yards, and I think they're going to prevail over the Bengals.
And I'm thinking Cincinnati. I'm going for the underdogs.
You're going for the underdogs?
Yeah.
You're going Cincinnati, huh? Why do you pick Cincinnati?
Um, I just believe in them.
You just believe in them.
Yeah.
All right, that's
They're
fair.
gonna do it.
That's fair enough. All right, so the next game we have the Chargers and the Lions, and I went with the Chargers. Philip Rivers still getting it done at a very old age. I think their defense is going to step up. I think Bosa is going to have a really nice game, and I think they're going to prevail. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Philip Rivers is he's quite a good guy. Still pulling it in at his old age.
Putting it at the old age. All right, I like it. And next game, we have the Vikings versus the Packers. And obviously, flagging anything, I'm going to stick with my team, and I'm going with the Vikings. I think their defense looked really good against Atlanta. I think Dalvin Cook's going to have a big game, and hopefully Kirk Cousins can throw the ball more than 11 times. And if we get that passing rate ready to go with Thielen and Diggs, I think we're going to have a good game.
Yeah, I'm going with Vikings too. They look really good this year.
They look really good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Our next game, we have Houston and the Jaguars, and I went with Houston. Deshaun Watson, even though they lost against the Saints, he put his heart out and soul out in that game. He had an incredible game. I think he threw 5 touchdown passes. He was just in it, and I think they're going to be locked in. J.J. Watt's going to have a big performance on the defense.
Yeah. I say Houston too. I think they're gonna win it.
You're going to win it? All right, and next we have the New England Patriots versus the Dolphins, and obviously Antonio Brown coming back. I think it's going to be a big game for him to show that he can, he's worth all the hype and the money and stuff, and I think New England's going to win.
Yeah, I'm going for Miami too.
You're going with the major underdogs, huh? You're going to stick with your team?
Yeah, they're always my favorite team, so I'm gonna have to pick them.
You're going to have to pick them, huh?
They might not win, but that's okay.
That's okay. You at least know you're a fan, huh?
Yeah.
All right, that's good. Next, we have the game that we're actually watching right here. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Seattle Seahawks. And now when we're broadcasting this, we already know like a lot of the scores. Right now, the score is 7-7. Pittsburgh looks to be driving, and I picked Pittsburgh to win. They had a tough loss against New England. I still think that they're going to prevail. I think their defense is going to have a big turnaround. I forgot his first name. Watt. I think he's going to have a great game, and I think he's going to get after Russell Wilson. So I have Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I put down Seattle because they had a really good first game. They won it
Against Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I think Russell Wilson's going to be good. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I think the Steelers are going to prevail. All right. Next we have Tennessee versus the Colts, and I had Tennessee. Obviously, their run game was just with Derrick Henry. I think they honestly probably have one of the best run games in the league with Derrick Henry, and I think the Colts. I think it's gonna be a close game with Mack and Hilton, but I think Tennessee is gonna prevail.
Yeah. I mean, I put Colts. I know they lost Andrew Luck, just a really good player. But yeah, other than that, they were doing pretty good.
Sure, you're going Colts.
Yeah.
All right. And the next game we have is, I believe it is the Dallas Cowboys versus the Redskins. Shout out to Coach Miller. I went with your team. I went with the Dallas Cowboys after that first game. They look like the real deal. Dak Prescott, incredible. He hit pretty much every single wide receiver that he had on that team. Cooper, obviously, and I think they're going to prevail. I think they're going to beat the Redskins. Hopefully, Adrian Peterson does good. He's going to be being started because the Redskins, I think he got hurt or illness or something like that. He's out, so Adrian Peterson's going to get the start, and I think that's going to have a move, but I think Dallas is going to prevail at the end.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. They've always been a really good team.
They have been, yeah. And the next game we have the Chiefs versus the Raiders. Self-explanatory. Even though Oakland had a great game last week, Patrick Mahomes is shown why it looks like he's going to be the real deal and why he's going to be one of the top quarterbacks in the league for a long time. So I got Kansas City by a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I said Oakland. It's gonna be a really close game either way. But yeah, we'll see.
You're going with Oakland?
Yeah, yeah. Underdogs again.
Underdogs, that's for sure. All right, in our next game we have Chicago versus the Broncos, and I went with Chicago because they had a big, obviously one of the best defenses in the league, and Denver struggled. They really struggled. They lost sacks against Oakland, Khalil Mack's old team, but I think it's just gonna be Khalil Mack's gonna be too much to handle, and I think Trubisky, will get enough opportunities to get warmed up and throw the ball a little bit, but if the Bears run game gets on, there's no stopping them. I got Bears big.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I put down Denver. Uh, I think they did pretty good last year. I think they'll do good this year. This next game is gonna be good.
It will be. And the game of the week we have the Saints versus the Rams, and this is gonna be a good game. Obviously the NFC Championship. You saw how that goes. Sean Payton wasn't too happy, but I'm gonna have to go with the Rams at home. Sean McVay, he's an offensive genius. We don't know what's wrong with Todd Gurley. That's the thing about it, but their backup, he looks like he's a pretty good matchup, and I think Jared Goff's gonna. He had a slow game game one, but I mean they prevailed. So I think Sean McVay has something cooking up, and I think Jared Goff's gonna have a good game. So I got the Rams.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go Rams.
Go Rams. Next game we have the Battle of the Birds. We have the Eagles versus the Falcons, and I went with the Eagles. They had a pretty good first game. They ended up coming back to win it, and was just Sean Jackson back. He had 2 big touchdowns in. I thought, he's old, but he's still getting it done at his age. And Atlanta did not look good against the Vikings, so I'm gonna have to go with Philadelphia on this one.
Yeah, yeah. Philadelphia too. They had a strong game this last year. They're gonna do well today.
This last year?
Yeah, this last year they're doing really well.
All right. And now the Monday night game we have the Browns versus the Jets. I'm gonna go with Cleveland. I think Josh McCown's gonna start because Sam Darnold has mono, so he'll be out for this game, and I'm gonna go with Cleveland. I think Baker Mayfield's gonna get more targets to Odell. And I think he's gonna shine this game.
Yeah, this is like kind of one of the lower of the low.
Okay.
Jets versus Browns.
Now the Browns are
kinda
supposed to be
hard
good this season because they have Odell. I still think they're gonna prevail on this
Okay.
one, so I got Cleveland.
Well, yeah, I said the Jets. Not that I want them to win because they're in my division, but underdogs, I guess.
Underdog. You got a lot of underdogs on this one. You never know; they could come back. Well, we usually don't do this since we usually broadcast on Saturday. But right now, for our update, we have the Vikings down 21-7, but they have the ball with minute 33 driving. So hopefully they can get a touchdown here, and I don't have to cry tonight. But then we have 49ers beating up pretty good on the Bengals. Bengals do have the ball and are driving, but they are down 11. And Chargers keeping it close. Philip Rivers has the ball with 34 seconds left, and Lions are only down by 1, 7-6, low scoring game. Hopefully, I picked the Chargers to win. Hopefully, Philip Rivers, can get going after this second half. And the Colts, You picked the Colts, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Colts are winning the 13-7, and they're driving too with a minute 13 left. Hopefully, the Titans can come back. Your Dolphins,
Mm.
not looking too bad. They haven't scored, but
Yeah.
it's only 13-10 at halftime. You never know. Ryan Fitzpatrick could throw some Fitz magic out there,
Yeah.
make a comeback like last year.
That would be cool.
Yeah, would be cool. I hope Antonio Brown loses. I'm not a fan of Antonio Brown. I'm really not. He has a mouth that keeps running. You know, he doesn't seem like a good fit. I just don't know about that. He can't stay out of trouble. You know, these new allegations that came out.
Mm.
Who knows what happens? Is he gonna get charged with it or what? Who knows? I'm not. I mean, that was a great pickup by the Patriots, though. That was big. Then we have Bills winning big, 21-7. They are driving too with a minute 38, and I think I picked the Giants on that, so that's not looking too good. And the game we have right now, Steelers and Seahawks, we have it on the other TV over here. Steelers are winning 10-7. Russell Wilson has the ball with 2 minutes and 23 seconds left. Pittsburgh just kicked the field goal, so Russell Wilson will have the ball left, and probably, I'm gonna guess, you know, with the offense how they're looking right now, they'll probably get up at the field goal range and kick a field goal. And Cowboys up 14-7 into the quarter or into the half. They're looking pretty good. You know, Adrian Pearson, I saw got a touchdown for me, so he's on my fantasy team, so that's looking pretty good for me. I'll take that any day. Ravens winning big, 17-6 against the Cardinals. 2-minute warning, and the Ravens are driving there at the Arizona 48, so looking to get another score. But Houston Jaguars is a defensive game. They're up 6-3. Texans are at halftime. So that hopefully we can see some offense in that because I have Deshaun Watson. So hopefully that, you know, works out for me. But yeah, so usually we have it on Saturday, have the podcast on Saturday, but we have it today because I went to the Beaver game. But this is the first podcast, you know. Well, I'll be doing it, like I said, every Saturday, and I'll have a new guest on every day. I asked him if he wanted to be on my first podcast, and he said yeah. So we're gonna be rolling like that, and we're gonna have different topics every day. We'll have college, you know, NFL, baseball, basketball. When basketball season comes, we'll have all the sports on here. We're big football fans, but we like basketball too. We're big Blazer fans and stuff. So hopefully we can, when basketball season starts, we'll continue the podcast and all that. And depending on how it is, since it's not just Sunday football, we might have podcasts whenever. And let me know if you guys want any other videos. I like to play 2K. A lot of people play 2K too. So if you want to see any 2K videos, I'll be happy to do so, whatever you guys want. But the first topic we have today is probably one of the biggest ones that happened this week. Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
You know, that's a pretty big one.
Yeah.
And supposedly the allegations, what I heard was in Florida, his trainer in Florida, he apparently raped her or something like that, and now allegations are coming out on that. And I have a theory that John Gruden paid her or something like that. Probably not though, but that's big. You know,
Yeah.
after all that drama happening in Oakland and just that on top of it, you know, that just what's gonna happen? You know, at the middle of the season, ending the season.
Yeah.
You know, is any of that gonna fall through? Is he gonna play? Because he did
He's
have
a big player.
He is a big player.
Yeah.
He just scored for the Patriots. He just got a score, but that's big. That's big,
Yeah.
and that killed the Oakland Raiders because they were hoping that Antonio Brown was gonna be the savior because they lost Amari Cooper. You know, they didn't have any good wide receivers last year, and the Oakland struggled. Their offensive line struggled.
Yeah.
And I mean, what I saw in the week one, their offensive line, because they picked up that guy for their right tackle from Miami.
Mm-hmm.
So their offensive line, I mean, Derek Carr, I didn't see him get touched. I think maybe one sack or something like that, but nothing too big. And if they had Antonio Brown, that would have been huge because their pass game looked really good, and plus their run game. But just the drama that happens, it sucks. You know, like that kills a team.
Yeah.
Because you sign this big agent and stuff like that, and just down the hill. I mean, you look at Le'Veon Bell; he's actually playing it smart. You know, he's with the Jets. He hasn't said anything bad. So I really don't know what's going to lead for Antonio Brown. I hope the best for him. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's a great player. He's been a great player for a long time in the league. He's one of the most dominant wide receivers in the game, and who knows where this is going to lead him.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's false too, that would be really such a shame for him.
That would be too.
The whole media like hates him for it.
Yeah, he's not well liked in Oakland. He's not well liked just pretty much anywhere. That's I mean, if it's true, obviously, what
Yeah.
goes on for there.
Yeah.
Is he gonna
Where
is
he gonna go?
yeah, is he gonna be in the jail? Is he gonna be in the NFL? Who knows?
Yeah. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that. But I mean, yeah, only time will tell. And the other big topic is what is going on with the Dolphins.
Who knows?
What is your take on the Dolphins right now?
I just want to see him do well.
You just want to see him do. I mean,
Um,
half the team wants to quit.
yeah.
That's. I mean, I was watching a preseason game and Ryan Fitzpatrick gets sacked after sacked after sacked,
Mm.
and he was taking a beating. He walks over to the sideline, he takes off his helmet and throws it at the offensive coordinator,
Yeah.
and just walked away. That's just a struggle. I mean, you have no control over your team. If half your team wants to quit,
Yeah. Yeah.
what do you do there? Front office has to do something about it.
I'm still sad about my boy Tannehill too. He's gone.
I that question that move. You know, you pick up Josh Rosen, and okay, you thinking he's going to be your starting quarterback. He didn't even. He just got thrown in Arizona. I don't agree with that at all. They just threw him in, had no offensive line, just took a beating. I mean, he's got a new chance now, but I mean, Fitzpatrick, he's shown like last season. You looked at Tampa Bay, he looked like the real dude. He looked like he can play. Then, the decline happened, and you put Jameis Winston in the league, and then you put him in the game, and then you just switch. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I mean, I think what they say 8 teams. He started for at least 8 teams.
Really?
He played for the Rams, Tampa Bay, now Miami. He's played for a lot of teams. I mean, he showed he can play.
Yeah.
They're showing why he can play, but is he just? Because you look at a quarterback, what I imagine in him, he's like a Case Keenum type of guy. He shows like in that 1 year against the Vikings. I mean, God, he looked like he was going to be a starting quarterback. He looked like the real, and he led us. He led us to the NFC Championship, and obviously you saw where that went. But it's sad,
Yeah.
I mean, he's with the Redskins right now. What I've seen, he hasn't thrown a pick yet. He looks pretty good for the Redskins, and it's sad to see Alex Smith, that injury, that gruesome. God, that was a bad injury. That gruesome injury. I think he's done for. I really do think. I think the Redskins are gonna either go with who they draft. They drafted that guy from Ohio, and he could be the real deal. Or are you gonna stick with Case Keenum?
Yeah.
And that's the question. Case Keenum has a lot of light, and the guy from Ohio State, I forgot his name. But he did not look. I didn't see a whole lot of him preseason. He made a lot of mistakes. So what I think is, you stick with Case Keenum for a season or two.
Yeah.
Get the new quarterback developed and see how that goes. What do you think about that?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Crap.
Just a second. All right, stream went down.
Yeah, 1 second. We have to fix the stream real quick. All right, there we go. Sorry, our stream just kind of cut out on that. But I mean, there's a lot of solid quarterbacks still in the league. Tampa Bay. I'm not sure about Jameis Winston. I think that I don't see anything in him. I don't understand why Tampa Bay still has him. I think he's an absolute bust. He's not a good character. Has terrible character. He's had trouble in the past. He stole crab legs.
Did he?
He went
Oh
into
my
it.
God.
There's a video of him in a store. Walks in to I think it was like seafood market or something. Steals a bunch of crab legs and just walks out.
Oh my God.
You're a starting quarterback in the
Wow.
NFL. You're supposed to be the leader of the team.
Yeah.
And if you're doing stuff like that, if I'm the GM for the Tampa Bay, I'm getting rid of them.
There have been like a lot of football players who like do a lot of illegal stuff, and they like get caught.
They do.
And yeah, it's really stupid because like you lose that.
Yeah, and you're making millions.
Yeah.
And people
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Antonio, like for example, we'll look at Ezekiel Elliott, for example. He's wanting all this money. You're getting paid millions to play football. I mean, I'm sorry, but if you're getting paid millions to play football, why are you complaining?
Yeah, why are you stealing crab legs?
Why are you stealing crab leg? I just you look at it and just like, what are you? Why?
Yeah.
Just why? You look at like a player like Josh Gordon, plays for New England now. He had a lot of cocaine. Addiction's a big thing. But I mean, come on. I mean, Jameis Winston, he's doing all this stuff. He's gonna just get traded to New England. He's gonna be a New England star quarterback, and he's gonna win like 5 Super Bowls. Belichick's gonna pick him up and just like what usually happens. And now Antonio Brown, everyone's going to New England. If you're bad, if you do something bad and your team kicks you up, New England will just take you up.
New England, and somehow they're still number 1.
Yeah,
So weird.
it's just
I don't understand.
I think
Is it all Bill?
it's all Bill.
All Bill.
All Bill. Bill's making the calls here. I think for Tampa Bay's sake, for all the Tampa Bay fans out there, get rid of him.
Yeah.
I think you look onto the future. You look at your options out there, and if not, you draft a quarterback. You call it quits. You look for. I mean, look what 49ers did. They picked up Jimmy Garoppolo from New England. I say you look at something. You look at a decent backup. I mean, you have Blake Bortles for the Rams, backing up the Rams. I mean, he stays out of trouble. That's all you can really wish for. Is just staying out of trouble. And they need something.
Yeah.
They really did. You have Mike Evans. You have a pretty good defense. You have Jason Pierre-Paul now, Dominican Sue. You have a pretty good defense, and they need something with Winston because Winston is not your guy. I really think he's not your guy, and I think you look forward in the future.
Yeah, for sure. Again, on like Bill Belichick, I really started to notice like a lot of it is the coach. It's not always the players.
It is
like what I've noticed is like when Pete Carroll was like at his peak at the Seattle.
Yeah.
In Seattle. That's when they were winning all their games. I mean, like he's there now, but he's getting old.
He is. I think he's in his high 60s. I think early 70s maybe. But I mean, it has a lot to do with your coach.
Yeah.
It really does. Belichick's been doing it for years. I mean, you look at, for example, the best example I have is Sean McVay. They had Jeff Fisher, and they were 3-11. They were the worst team in the league. They were god awful. Jeff Fisher just crapped on the team. They were the worst. I thought you would think that the Rams would just not be good for a while. And then they fired Jeff Fisher. They brought in Sean McVay. Next season, bam, 11-3. Just swished it out. I've never seen a coach like Sean McVay. He is an offensive genius. You turn to Jared Goff, you just got thrown in there. And he's lucky it wasn't another Sam Bradford injury, like an incident. Sam Bradford, Jeff Fisher threw him in there. Sam Bradford looked like the real deal. He was number 1 pick. He looked like, coming out of Oklahoma, he looked like he could win. And he did. I mean, you look at it, like when he played for the Vikings, he had some great games. It looked like, hey, man, this guy can still play. And just imagine, he just got killed. They didn't have an offensive line. Injury after injury. He just got killed. I felt bad for the kid. I really did. He looked like the real deal. I mean, now he just got paid millions of dollars by 7 different teams. I mean, he's still getting paid, but I mean, injuries killed him. He could have been the real deal for the Rams, but they're lucky that the Sean McVay came and just turned that system around. They got an offensive line, Andrew Whitworth. They have a great offensive line. Now they have Jared Goff, who he struggles, but I think you stick with him. I think because he's a young quarterback and a young coach. You can turn that into like a Tom Brady and Belichick or Drew Brees and Sean Payton situation. You get that connection with your quarterback, and you can turn it to a team like that. I think you're gonna have to roll with it. I think you stick with Jared Goff, and what the main thing is, you got to figure out Todd Gurley's situation because Todd Gurley struggles. He's been struggling this game. You looked at the first game against Carolina. You're just wondering, like, who is this guy? The backup looks so much better. You wonder, like, is he okay? Because he didn't play in the Super Bowl at all.
Yeah.
I really think there's something to it. I think he's more hurt that the Rams want to say.
Yeah.
And how's that going to go, like, leading on? I mean, you have a great backup quarterback. I think his last name's Brown. I think it's Brown. He looked real good. He had a just power through it. And I think he looks good. But Todd Gurley's your guy. Last year, he was best offensive player in the league. 2 years ago, best offensive player in the league. He should have been MVP 2 years ago, but Tom Brady snuffed him of that. But I think there's something more to it. I really do think because, I mean,
he was your guy. Like a year ago, he looked to be like he was the best running back in the league. Then he just turned out to be this, and now you wonder like, is he okay? How's he gonna be in the next season?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see.
We will see. You tend to speculate about it. Just I hope he does good because my dad and brother are big Rams fans, and you know I like Todd Gurley out of Georgia. He's really good. I feel like he's the real deal. But
Oh my God.
we're just watching highlights in the Indiana Tennessee game. There was a fire on the field. One of the fans caught on fire or something like that. That was pretty bad. No,
Pretty big too.
that was a big fire, and the Colts are actually winning against Tennessee.
Yeah.
Dang. No, but anyways, back to Todd Gurley.
Chargers.
You look at it.
Oh,
Did you pick Houston?
yeah.
Yeah, 6-3. Yeah, Deshaun
Oh,
Watson.
God.
No, but back to Todd Gurley. You tend to wonder.
Yeah.
Like I said, like 20 times, you tend to wonder.
Mhm.
But another big question is Dalvin Cook, my guy. He looked like the real deal against Atlanta. You know, he has not had this is his first full season. Hopefully, his first full season playing in. He had 2 running touchdowns, which last year was just I was hated as a Vikings fan. I was like, what is going on? We didn't have an offensive coordinator last year.
Yeah.
You looked at it, you ran the ball like 3rd and 10, and just like why don't you do that at 1st and 10?
Mhm.
You know, the play calling was god awful. And then we finally fired him. Now we actually have an offensive coordinator this year. And Mike Zimmer, you know, defense is great, like usual. We had a sack the first play of the game, a block punt on the 4th and 10 on that same drive, and just we looked like the real deal, which was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. I just realized. Yeah, the mic might need to be a bit louder.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
No,
Is
but
that any better? Maybe.
yeah, I think we're fine.
Okay.
No, but yeah, I hope right now we're down 21-10. Our defense is not looking good, but we look good against Atlanta.
Yeah.
So it's just the Viking. If you're a Vikings fan out there, it's rough. It really is, because one moment you're all the way up, and then the next moment you miss a 20-yard field goal against Seattle, or you just go out there and just crap the bed against Philadelphia, and it's tough. You know, we haven't won a Super Bowl. We have had the best defense in the league for a while, and I believe we still do. You know, we have Anthony Barr, Eric Kendricks, Linval Joseph, Everson Griffin, Daniil Hunter, Xavier Rhodes, Harrison Smith. We have solid guys. All those guys are Pro Bowlers, by the way. We have a great defense. It's just I look at Xavier Rhodes, and he's not performing like he should.
Yeah.
It's just he needs to step up his game, because this is last year on his contract. So hopefully he can step up, because I mean, he's a great guy. You know, great cornerback, but I look at it sometimes, it's like, what is he doing? You know, is that Xavier Rhodes that I saw 3 years ago? And it's a struggle sometimes as a Viking fan. And like last game, you know, Atlanta, we were looking really good. I was like, dang, we got a team, and now we're down 21-10 against the Packers, and it's just like
Yeah.
it's a struggle. It's a real struggle.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah.
Yeah. No Super Bowls yet. I guess I'd forgotten that.
Yeah, don't remind me. Hopefully.
I'm sorry.
This is the year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call. This is my year. This is the Vikings' year. Even though we're down the Packers, this is our year. We're gonna come back and prevail. I've been saying it for 12 years. I've been saying this is our year for 12 years.
Yeah.
It has not been our year for 12 years. It has not been any years. But this is our year. Okay, we're close. You know, I feel like Kirk Cousins. I felt like we should have kept Case Keenum. You know, we had a. You know, he was good. He got the job done, and he fit our team best. We had that bond with him. And then Kirk Cousins came in. You know, he was a big hype. I was excited to have him, and then just look, the season is just like we paid $85 million for this guy.
Yeah.
What is he doing? Like, I thought he was supposed to be this big guy, and he just hasn't.
Love to see it.
I will. Yeah,
That'd be really cool.
I hope he can. But I mean, we had Teddy Bridgewater. No, I thought he was the real guy, and then he had that god awful knee injury. And that year, I thought we were done for. I was like, God. You know, Sam Bradford came in. We went, what, 8-8 or something. Didn't make the playoffs, and I was hoping he would come back. Then he didn't, and then we signed this guy named Case Keenum, which I knew he was a backup for the Rams. Didn't know a whole lot about him, and then Sam Bradford went down. I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, this is it. And then we went against the Steelers and lost. He didn't have a bad game. Case Keenum didn't have a bad game. I was looking, I was like, oh no. I was like, we're done for. And then we played Tampa Bay, and he shined. I'm like, okay, this might be our guy.
Mhm.
I was like, I'm hoping. I was like, this is our guy. And I forgot we lost again to someone. I forgot who it was because we only lost 3 games that season, and then we just went on a hot streak.
Mhm.
And I want to go back to those days. I wish we still had Case Keenum, but he's in Washington. I hope Kirk Cousins needs to do something because he can opt out his contract and we can get rid of him next after the season. And if he doesn't, I feel like we need to move on.
Mhm.
I wouldn't say draft a quarterback. I just look for options because he's not been performing and it sucks.
Yeah.
It really does. And I mean, look at your Dolphins. You're in the same situation too. You
Mhm.
have nothing. Half your team wants to quit the team.
Yeah.
As
It's a shame.
as an organization, like you struggle. That's the struggle. If half your team wants to quit, that's just something. You're not doing your job. Someone needs to leave.
Yeah.
Someone needs to make a decision, either the GM or whoever, offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
God, that's scary. No, but I think you guys are. If I were you guys, I would tank. I
Same.
would tank, and I would get that first pick.
I really hope so. Yeah, because if everyone leaves and we get some like new good players, that could be really good.
I could. I think
know.
what you should do is because you guys lost JJ. You guys don't have a running back. You
Mhm.
don't have a quarterback. You don't have anything. You guys lost Jarvis. You guys have nothing.
Yeah.
All right, you guys really have nothing. And
Yeah.
because you guys just got a new coach, didn't you? I think you guys
Mhm.
got a new coach.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he's gonna be there for long at this point, but you guys need to do something about it. You be the new 76ers. Just trust. I don't know what process is happening there. Trust the process. I don't know, but hopefully, I like this because I mean, I'm Dolphins. I have no problem with. Back. I hope that maybe the 72 won't come back one day. The 72 season undefeated. Probably not though.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
The one team I do like, if I have to hate a team, obviously I don't. I'm a Vikings fan. I can't like the Bears or the Packers. The one team that I absolutely hate is the Saints. I cannot stand the Saints. They're a bunch of cheating scumbags. I can't stand Sean Payton. Drew Brees, I do love. I love Drew Brees. Great guy.
Yeah.
He's been successful. Back in the 2009 season when they heard Brett Favre, I was a sad man. I was sitting in this same exact room, 7 years old, watching the game, and I remember when he went down, and I remember watching it, and all the Saints had to do is kick the field goal. And I turned off the TV and went in my room, and I came back. I was like, "Dad, what happened?" He's like, "They made it."
No.
That would have been our year. That
Mhm.
would have been our Super Bowl year because I remember that it was against Peyton Manning, and Peyton Manning did not have a good game. He choked it out, and Saints ended up winning.
Yeah.
And all Brett Favre had to do is hold the ball, and he wanted those extra yards. And he
Mhm.
threw that interception, that dreadful interception.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember a game similar to that. It was with the Dolphins and the Ravens. They were like so close, and at the very end they scored. I was like so mad at the Ravens after that.
Well, didn't you guys made the playoffs like a couple years ago, didn't you? And you guys lost to the
Mhm.
Steelers or something. You guys lost to the Steelers, I think, because you guys
Might have been Steelers.
look pretty. Because you guys look pretty good. Because I think Ryan Tannehill got hurt, and Brian, who was it? His last name was Moore. I forgot what his first name was, but
Matt Moore.
yeah, Matt Moore. He did
Yeah.
pretty good,
Mhm.
but I remember he got hurt because there's that cheap shot. He just got blown up, and I thought, and he was on the ground. He was not moving. That was bad.
Yeah.
That was real
It
bad.
was.
What else? Who else you good? Because you still had JJ and like you still had the team, but you guys lost because Howie Long's son. I forgot what his first name was, but he retired. He ended up retiring, and you guys just went downhill. You guys, like I said, lost everyone.
Mhm.
But the 49ers, it's another team I wanted to talk about. I want to know how Jimmy Garoppolo is going to do. Back off that injury. I think he tore his ACL. That's what happened. But is he going to prevail? I mean, they won their first game, so they're 1-0, and I think. Let me check. I'm pretty sure they're winning right now.
We have 5 viewers. Over half an hour in. It's pretty good.
Yeah, they're winning. They're winning big, 24-10.
Okay. The 49ers are?
Mhm.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Now they're going against. I think Cincinnati. I think that's who they're playing. Yeah, they're playing Cincinnati. Cincinnati. They look good against Seattle, even though they lost. I mean, they lost barely. They lost by 1 point. They look good. I was like, okay, Andy Dalton, But yeah, I think they're just going to be the usual subjects. They won't be good. The team that I do think is going to be a sleeper pick. I mean, the Vikings are pretty good. I wonder about Pittsburgh. I thought, because they have James Conner and Juju. They look good, but then when they get to New England, they stopped Juju, and that was it. I thought Brian was going to come out and show something, but no. The team I saw in week 1 that was the most dominant was the Cowboys. Dak Prescott was on fire. And I looked at him, I was like, oh my gosh. They paid Ezekiel, and now you're going to have to pay Dak.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to get paid. He's not leaving anywhere. Him and Terry Jones have a great connection. They're not going anywhere.
Mhm.
He's going to stay put. Ezekiel Elliott got paid. Amari Cooper, is in there. Jason Witten came back, obviously. And he's had a touchdown every game. He scored a touchdown today. I mean, that's big because the leadership last year was not there. Ezekiel, wanted to get paid. He just didn't look at the leadership was not there. And that's the reason you bring back Jason Witten. He's a great locker room guy. He's the type of guy that you want on the team at practices and stuff like that. He's the type of guy that you want to be around. He's a veteran. He's obviously going to be a Hall of Famer. Just great locker room guy. And that's who you want. And I'm happy they signed him because he was a terrible announcer.
Yeah.
That guy sucked. He did not know what he was doing. He was on there. Tony Romo, on the other hand. Tony Romo is probably the best announcer out there. He can name a play. You tell they line him. He goes, "Oh, they're gonna do a halfback right." Bam!
Really?
They do a halfback right.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
He is. I mean, people sleep on Tony Romo. He actually was a great quarterback back in the day, like 06 season. He was a great quarterback with Dez Bryant and stuff. They got sniffed on that one against Green Bay when Dez Bryant should have. I do think it was a catch. I really do. And they got cheesed on that one. But yeah. I mean, even you just look at like the upcoming prospects for you guys. Trevor Lawrence for Clemson. I'm not sure if he's going to leave after this season or is he going to stay for one more season because he's not going to stay for the full 4. I think he's going to leave after this season. I mean, Dolphins can look at him. If they get that first pick, I mean, Trevor Lawrence looks to be the real deal. He has not lost a game in his whole high school career or college career.
Really?
That just puts a statement.
That's really good.
That man has had 5 perfect seasons.
Wow.
And maybe
really
Dolphins pick him up. You can just add on to the perfect seasons.
Yeah.
No, probably not. But I mean, God, Trevor Lawrence. I looked at this guy. I was like, who is this guy? You're gonna have to go against Alabama and Tallulah and all of them. I'm just like, okay, this guy thinks it looks like the guy from that Sunshine. He looks like Sunshine, and no, he absolutely tore Alabama apart.
Yeah,
that guy looks like the real deal. And even Jalen Hurns, now Oklahoma, he looks like the real deal too. I mean, he made the great decision, and I'm not sold on the Tallulah. I'm not sold on him. He's a good quarterback. Obviously, he's playing for Alabama. What much to say about that? But he struggled in the championship. Clemson just tore him apart. He had pick 6. He had I think he threw 3 picks, and you just look at his run pass option. He did not look good in this season. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be on top for a while. As long as Trevor Lawrence is there, as long as they got that stunning defense, I think they're going to be the real deal. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
You're not much of a college fan, are you? You don't watch college.
I don't watch it that much. No.
No.
No. Yeah.
No, but the one team that I cannot stand is Michigan. Sorry, Josiah, but I know you're a Michigan fan, but I mean, they're the worst team I've seen out there. They're bad.
Yeah.
You look at it, and they were going against, I think, Air Force, and they just looked bad. They didn't run the ball. They almost lost. They should not be number 7 in the nation.
Yeah.
They really should not. They're gonna lose this season. They're gonna lose, and I don't know. I'm not a Harbaugh fan. I'm really not. I can't stand that guy. I'm not a fan of him at all. And they can't drive the ball. They can't. I look at it, and it was Air Force. Air Force stuffed them, and Air Force, all they have is one play. They run the ball, and they always run the ball, and they absolutely killed them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Michigan, they're obviously going to be out. I think your Final Four is obviously Alabama, obviously Clemson, and Oklahoma will be. I look at Georgia, and I mean they're third. I think they're a great team, but I think Ohio State, could sneak in there and stuff like that. What do you want? Yeah.
No, I'm just saying in about like 30 minutes that you might hear the speakers because we have to set it up.
Get out of here, you idiot. No, but I think Ohio State could be a sleeper pick. I think they can. Because I think Georgia and Ohio State, I think they do play. So I mean, obviously that's going to be the reason who wins that, and I think Ohio State can do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I only really follow the Beavers and the Ducks.
Gosh. No, I did. I went to the Beaver game. We absolutely killed. We won. I think the final score was 45-7.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I mean, we look good, but I mean, we went against a crappy team.
That's cool.
I mean, we don't have a defense. Our offense look good. We have two really good wide receivers on that. Our quarterback, is he good?
Mhm.
Not really. You question his motives sometimes. But me personally, I'm an Arkansas fan. I'm an Arkansas Razorback fan, and we almost lost to Portland State. So we lost to Ole Miss. We barely beat Colorado State. No, actually, no. We won by like 20 to Colorado State. But I mean, it's hard to be. See, my teams. It's tough to be a fan of. I pick the teams it's a tough fan. Arkansas 2 years back, we had a great season. We only lost 2 games. Then we had a bowl game against Missouri, and oh my God, I couldn't watch it. We lost by like 20 something. It was a struggle. It really was. And oh God, it's tough. It really is being tough for a Razorback fan and a Vikings fan. You got to be dedicated. For all the people out there that are Arkansas fan or a Vikings fan, it's dedication. You got to have that dedication. It's tough. It's tough being out there.
Where are the Beavers playing again? You watched?
Some California team. It was like Cal State or something like that. Let me check.
Yeah.
But no, they didn't look good. Our defense looked good. But there's this big old. But we won. We should have won. It was against Cal Poly, and Beavers. They got some tough teams. We have up next Stanford, who got killed. They got killed against, who did they play? I think it was, if I'm right, Colorado. No, they played UCF and they lost 45-27. So we have to play Stanford. We could win. That's a winnable team. Then we got UCLA, who are 0-3. Chip Kelly. Yikes. And then we got Utah, who was actually 10th in the nation. Now I look at Utah last year, and they were I think they finished off 24. I think they won their bowl game, but I did not know they were 10th in the nation. They're the best in the Pac-12 because Oregon's 16. Then you have Washington State at 19, Washington at ranked 22, and Arizona State 24. So Pac-12 is just pretty much mid-20s.
Yeah.
Like 19, stuff like that. But the one team I like to see is Oregon. Oregon looked good, but they choked. That first game, They absolutely choked. That was their game. If they wanted to prove that they are a team that should be staying, they needed that game, and they didn't. They lost, and that was that was tough to watch because you looked at the whole way and you're like, okay, this team's good. And yeah, they did not look good. Who did they play the first game? I believe it was Auburn. And that young quarterback for Auburn, he looks really good. I saw him at that. He struggled, like that just getting nerves on him. But I mean, he came back and won against a great defense. Ducks have a great defense. And I don't know. Ducks, I mean, they're not going to be. They can't be. They were looking to be like going to be in the playoffs, in the college playoffs. They were looking to be number 4 or something like that. But now, I mean, obviously now they can't. But I think the Ducks are going to be good. I really do. Justin Herbert's last year, he's throwing to his brother, and I don't. If I was Justin Herbert, I wouldn't have went to the league. I wouldn't risk an injury or anything like that. But he decided he wanted to throw to his brother, so I mean, respect the decision about that. But I thought he should have went to the league.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he's gonna go to the league next year, and I think he's gonna be a good young prospect.
Oh, there you go.
Seattle, who is that?
Yeah, Seahawks just scored.
Seahawks just scored. This late.
Nice. So now it's
14-10.
13 to 10.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pittsburgh struggles. Pittsburgh's struggling this season.
Mm-hmm.
I think Big Ben's done after this season.
You think
I
so?
really do think so. He's
Yeah.
getting old, and
He
he
is
can't carry. He doesn't have the talent anymore. If he had Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, and Juju,
Yeah.
they could perform, but they don't anymore. And I
Uh-huh.
think Big Ben's gone after this season. Right now he's hurt. Right now he has an elbow injury, but I think Big Ben's done. I think he's going to call it after the season. I mean, obviously going to be a Hall of Famer. When he's up there for yardage. I mean, obviously Super Bowl championship MVP. I mean, there's not more you can really ask for about Big Ben. He's been doing it for years. I mean, New England kind of killed him on that, but yeah. But the big team is Baker Mayfield
Oh, okay.
and the Browns.
Yeah.
I looked at that first game. They're all hyped. They're gonna be the best team ever. They did not look like a good team. They looked like the old Browns. They lost. They got killed to the Titans. And Odell was supposed to be Odell's gonna lead them. The LSU bros. I didn't see anything out of that. I was questioning. Is this the Brown teams we've been looking at or what?
Yeah.
But I didn't see anything about that. So yeah, but I mean, I think we're gonna call it for the podcast today. So we're gonna be talking about more. It's kind of the first podcast, but we're just gonna get this is kind of how it's gonna be and stuff. We're gonna be talking about college, NFL, pretty much anything. Any other topics, you can just shout me out on YouTube or my Instagram and Snapchat and stuff. Just text me out if you have any ideas or anything. I would love to hear them. And thank you guys for tuning in. This is Matty Sports Podcast, and thank you guys for tuning in.
So yeah.